Yizzo, what it do, man? I'm gonna show you a video today of a MMA fight. It is the second openly transgender MMA fight, I believe, in the history. This is a man who became a woman and is going to fight a natural born woman in a fight. And I'm gonna show you the video. You're gonna see how it plays out. Social media and the internet is one world. Reality is another world. Online, everything sounds great. You can be whatever you want to be online. In the real world, it doesn't usually translate well because for obvious reasons. But I'm gonna show you the fight and I'm gonna commentate on it a little bit, and we're gonna watch it together. Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think. But I'll show you the video now.
Pegged away there as they get in the clinch, and this is where McLaughlin, her power, her strength, one and the same. Yep. Very appreciative for Provost to take this fight. I don't know how appreciative
the kicks. She hasn't used the moves.
Taken this punishment, but Big Rock did not find it. Protection there from Provost.
Dangerous situation. It's almost like if you're walking, and she suffers to this day from PTSD.
Big down the straight,
trying to go for the double.
Up, does pretty now.
We might have her
getting deep, and the tap. Alana McLaughlin.
Woo! Do you see how she's cheering? In case you missed it, the one with the pink hair, that is the transgender. That's the man who became a woman fighting, and the woman in the black with the braids on, that's a natural born woman. She was born a female. And you see how one-sided that was. At first, it looked like the natural born caught the transgender with a shot, stumbled a little bit, and you see what happened next. The instincts of the woman, the transgender, the man became a woman. Her man instincts kicked in. You can't get rid of those instincts, and he began to assault her. I mean, I just watched a woman get assaulted in the ring legally. That was insane. That was crazy. And you can see throughout the fight, she was just getting beat up at that point. Beat up. I mean, at one point, she got hit so hard, like she grabbed her head and looked at the official and was like, what the hell is this? What happened? What's going on? And then at the end, when she picked her up, you could just see she was just, at that point, she just wanted to get the fight over with. Like, she was done. She was just beat up. And this is what happens. This is exactly what happens when you put a man who becomes a woman in a ring with a real woman. It's never going to be fair.
Alana McLaughlin, the second openly transgender woman to compete in MMA in the United States, won his debut fight against a real woman on Friday night via...
Look at the bodies. Look at these arms. Look at her arms. Look at those legs. Look at her legs. Look at that neck. Look at her neck. Look at that facial structure. Look at that facial structure. And what's funny about this whole picture is that you can see everybody else's face except for the one who got beat the hell up. They put the camera, they position the camera to cover her entire face except the bottom of her chin. Unbelievable. I guarantee you she looks like an eggplant. Purple and black all over the place. Oval shape, swollen, just disconfigured.
Submission. The 38-year-old man used a rear naked chokehold against Celine Provost to end the match 3 minutes, 32 seconds into the second round. McLaughlin, who began his gender transition after leaving the U.S. Army Special Forces in 2010, said he
left the U.S. Army Special Forces in 2010. Special Forces, you know what that means? That's like some Navy SEAL-ish. That's like Steven Seagal. It's like, yeah, you're physically fit. A woman could not compete with these men. Even in that world, a woman couldn't compete with them. Hell no, they could not. They couldn't. These are the top of the top, best of the best. And you got her in the ring with another woman.
Hopes to be a pioneer for transgender athletes in combat sports. I want to pick up the mantle.
And this is what he looked like before transitioning. Baby Hulk was in the ring with somebody's daughter. Baby Hulk was in the ring with somebody's daughter, somebody's baby sister, somebody's niece, somebody's aunt, somebody's a woman. This is what they're allowing now in this world, and it's the most wickedest thing I've ever seen. How you could even... This is what common sense looks like. Common sense will tell you this should not be allowed. But we don't live in a world with common sense anymore.
title that Fallon put down, McLaughlin told Outsports before the fight, referring to Fallon Fox, who in 2012 became the first transgender woman to fight in MMA.
Now, I remember this story, 2012. She was the first transgender man that became a woman. She fought another woman who was a natural woman. And the natural woman was a beast. She was nice. She was good. She was she was a beast. And she lost hands down. Even in the post-fight interview, she said, "I never felt that kind of power before. I never felt so overpowered and defenseless in the match." Because she knew right then and there she wasn't fighting a woman. She was fighting a man who became one. Now, they could say all they want about the hormones and they take medicine to make the hormone levels down to make them more womanly. No, you instincts trumps that. I don't care what kind of medicine you're taking. Somebody hits you, you're gonna snap out of it. You're gonna snap out of it. If you get into a shouting match, you're gonna snap out of it. Your man voice is gonna come out. Your man strength is gonna come out. And this is what's gonna happen continually if we keep allowing men who become women to fight other women. It shouldn't be allowed in any sport, period, in my opinion.
Right now, I'm following in Fallon's footsteps. I'm just another step along the way, and it's my great hope that there are more to follow behind me. Fox, who sat cage-side Friday, last fought in 2014. 4 years later, Patricio Manuel became the first transgender male to compete in a pro boxing match in the United States when he beat Hugo Aguilar via unanimous decision. McLaughlin began training a year ago and was cleared to fight by the Florida State Boxing Commission after having his hormone levels tested, according to ESPN. He said it was a nightmare finding an opponent.
A nightmare finding an opponent. What do you think is going to happen, B? What do you think is going to happen? Who on earth wants to fight Baby Hulk if you're a natural-born woman? They want to fight somebody who used to look like you just because you put a wig on and a skirt and say you're a woman. That works online. You can do that online if you want. In the real world, it does not translate. In the real world, this is what happens when you try to mix the two together. Disaster.
I have nothing but respect for Provost, McLaughlin said. The fight was originally scheduled for August 6th, but was postponed after Provost, a 35-year-old boxing and MMA veteran, tested positive for the coronavirus. Provost landed multiple punches in the first round before McLaughlin came out on top.
Just look at this again. Look at this. What is this? You going to tell me that makes sense? That's not even science. They always say, believe science, trust the science. I'm looking at science. Science does not defend this. Science shows you actually why this should not be allowed. This is obviously a one-sided battle, and it will always be if we continue to allow this to happen.
As he was declared the victor, McLaughlin wore a shirt with the phrase, "End transgenocide." His debut comes as multiple states argue bills aimed at restricting transgender athletes from participating in youth, high school and college sports. If we want to see more trans athletes, if we want to see more opportunities for trans kids, we're going to have to work our way into those spaces and make it happen. It's time for trans folks to be in sports and be more normalized.
Well, there you go. There's the video. I want you to share the video. I think more people need to see what goes on in the real world and not just online, because too many people nowadays live online and not in the real world. They probably don't even know about this fight or know anything about it. Oh, and probably won't, because they're not going to promote this. Because this is a beating. This was an assault. This was actually a woman getting assaulted in the ring, and she should be able to sue somebody for pain and suffering. And another thing that I noticed is that when a man becomes a woman, they always promote them to play sports. They like when they see that. They like them being able to play sports, and it shows that they're a woman now. They're a real woman. And they're overpowering. It makes them look like powerful women somehow. But on the other hand, when a woman becomes a man, they don't even like them taking pictures with real men. You notice that? Like, they don't even, when a woman becomes a man, they don't promote them to play sports. They don't play any kind of sports. They don't do anything with other men, right? They just show the pictures of them. Like I said, online that works, because if you saw a woman who became a man around actual men, you will be able to see firsthand that's not a man. You will be able to see it, and it will make their entire argument, their entire movement look ridiculous. Because online is different than the real world. In the real world, you can't fool the masses in the real world. The real world is still filled with common sense, logic, and senses. Ears, eyes, nose, mouth, taste. Online, none of that matters. None of that matters. You can be whatever you want to be online. But in the real world, it still matters, and people are going to get their feelings hurt. So, like I said, like, comment, share, comment, like, subscribe to, and I hate being woke. That's my time, and I'm out.